Look. The city eyes, it's time to bogart. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times two. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Beers taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java, come on, man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evanston with Mark Quad, telling me how the crackers turn this child into a ghost town. Poker stop, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them other niggas rap, I make anthems. I really seen prophets under this banner. Made my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty Diana. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yaradon, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence,
We found Sprizzy through a Google search, pretty much. I was looking for a way to market our YouTube videos in a, I guess.
Yeah, on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I did it, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got right for it. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They said you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the field like Jeepers Creepers, say they want some smoke, dog. So I brought these chimney sweepers. Ain't coming like we coming, you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we run it, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till them do us part. If you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, find me. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Oh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got right for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dog? Guns and butter, baby boy. UPK top, dog. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that Ecoline van to a damn tank. I got chopper stash in the attic like they Anne Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See, I'm throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine in, bud with the big soldier, nigga. Just give me a reason. Fuck peace, getting even. One beat with fear. Take it over, nigga. Yeah. Let me make it clear. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I'm about to start a fire. Whole team full of riders. Every dead on the ride, boy. Ain't gon' be no survivor. Yeah. Big soldier, nigga. Come on. And I don't care where it is. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I'm repped out, tell them watch your mouth. You know we gon' bend your block. I'ma walk in time bomb. I go viral. You niggas like TikTok, yeah. This ain't what you want. Tell them throw in the towel. We make niggas hit the clock. And with our toe fire, rain brimstone. They gon' think that you live a lie. We ain't got no picks. We want it all. We gon' make you pick a spot. We knocking on the door, so let us in. Or you know we gon' pick the locks. We in the field for real. Every day while y'all just say watch. We making enemies our foot stores. Y'all know nothing about the op. It take one try when I rock out. I'm like David when I sling shots. I'm putting attachments on everything. Y'all want me to connect the dots. This drum got 50 unreleased hits. You don't want to be the next to drop. I put them in a box and make that shit double wood. You don't want to be the next to flop. Yeah. Niggas feeling themselves. Get a shovel, tell them dig the pot. Can't fit you, but your man's in it. Just tell him get a bigger box. Cause I'll put you in one and knock you out one. Call him my nigga knock. I'll put your song on, cut it on mute, and then tell you that shit was hot. That shit was hot. Big soldier, nigga. Just give me a reason. Fuck peace, getting even. One beat with fear. Take it over, nigga. Yeah. Let me make it clear. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I'm about to start a fire. Whole team full of riders. Every dead on the ride, boy. Ain't gon' be no survivor. Yeah. Big soldier, nigga. Come on. And I don't care where it is. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. Big soldier, nigga. I come in the name of the boss. So my niggas that is wartime. Already wait the coast. That point shoot bitch. Red Dead Redemption. Got them niggas scared to whisper. Is you with us or against us? Can't stop to the zone loud. I don't think get the picture. It come from my head, I'm giving them lead. The preacher give him a scripture. Flow cold style vicious. Niggas sweeter than the missus. Got soldiers posted. I'll put them on your roof. Merry Christmas. Bring hither and slay him. Got the Glock, got the book of loot. Keep the stick like Dumbledore. Play dumb, I'ma let it loose. Call my gun harmony. Call my main bitch Betty Boop. He the truth, I'ma need the proof. Got stripes like Beetlejuice. Hit his ass like a Louisville. Hit him low, then I hit him high. Bring him home to the umpire. Get him bars like Wi-Fi. Turn the booth to a bonfire. Little bitch, I'm a live wire. I ride like a car tire. It's on mine when I ride by. Big soldier, nigga. Just give me a reason. Fuck peace, getting even. One beat with fear. Take it over, nigga. Let me make it clear. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I'm about to start a fire. Whole team full of riders. Every dead on the ride, boy. Ain't gon' be no survivor. Big soldier, nigga. Come on. And I don't care where it is. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I heard they coming for blood, I'ma be coming for more. Give me the floor, they better come with a mop. I'ma be making it pour. Nigga, I'm raw, fly with the hammer like Thor. Found on my ops in the morgue, tell I'm on fours. I'ma be bombing these lanes, understand how and war. I've been the lead, time to get back in the street. Time to get back on my feet, had time to read. Check out, we came from the east, wait till my dogs are released. Heard they was sleep, so we gon' wake them up. Put them up in the sky, the Lord gon' take them up. I take on anybody, think he brave enough. I've been the same and I ain't never changing up. I'm in my zone, hit on my cellular phone. Tell me whatever he on, I take a scouter. He on them perks and that powder, homie ain't really that strong. I'm like a dog. Better yet, Bennett King, I keep a lion head on my pinky ring. I keep a shield. Boy, you see everything. G43, Symphony, let it sing.
Yeah, Shalom Israel, Shalom Yahweh, Shalom Yahweh, Hashem Shabrakatah to all the brothers, Shalom Yahweh, Shemai Latham, by Shemai Shai to all the sisters. Today is the ISUPK Sabbath service. I come out of Arizona today. I'll be holding it down. Police Officer 50, Razan. Holding it down is just from the title. Today's going to be going over, the fear, of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? We all know in the school that the fear of the Lord is, getting of wisdom, getting of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a healthy fear of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because of what he's able to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's your father. Essentially, like I said, when you grew up in your household, you had a healthy fear of your father because he was the authority figure of the house. He ran it. So you either did his rules or you got punished. The same thing with the Most High. you do his rules or you get punished. That's just that it is that simple, right? Well, that's what we're going to get into today. We're going to be going over what the fear of the Most High is, right? Giving you some examples of men in the Bible who have feared the Most High, right? So we're going to be going over that, you know what I'm saying? Really just, laying it out today. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and get started with the prayers. We're going to jump right into it. All right. So, Majum, you stand. Party have to be done. Just to turn the face to east. All right. We'll start with the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Sabashamayim, Kodash, Haya, Shimka, Yahweh, Wakwaka, Taba'a, Zaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Lakam, Ka, Wayam, Wasalaknawa, Kawathnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kawakinawa, Wala, Tabayanawa, Manasaya 1, Abba, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Wa'ala, Watha Parath, Laiwalanium, Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, and we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. All right. The Kak, the power in Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baba Kasha, Nathanawa, Hakat, Hakat Rapa'ah, Kar Makala, Makar, Marawa, Hakat, Latahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakat, Lakwayam, Hamathium, Hakat, Arakarwath, Hatama'ala, Lagarashan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Wada Aman. All right, the Kak, in the English, Yahweh, the name Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. Name Yahushai. Thank you, so be it. All right, the Psalms 121 in Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Aharyum, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayim, Wa'ratazah, Ayathan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ab, Yashun, Shamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yomyaka, Yahaman, Hashmat, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayila, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makar Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaathka, Waba Wa'aka, Ma'aitha, Wa'ai, Iwalam. In English, I lift my eyes into the hills. I lift my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help coming from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel, shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth, even forevermore. All right. Psalms 83 in Hebrew. Alahayim, all Dami Alakad, all Takarash, all Tashakwat, all Kayahana, Awayabika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, all Imaka, Yaira Yamwa, Sawada, Yawata, Yaitazawa, Altazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magaya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shum Yashrali, Iwada, Kaya, Nawaitazawa, Laba, Yakatwa, Al Yakub, Baryath, Dakarathwa, Ahaya, Adawam, Waishma'alium, Mawa'aba, Wagarium, Gabal, Waimawan, Waimalak, Palashat, Amyashabu, Tazawar, Gum Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labunya Labat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadian, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabian, Banakar, Koyashwan, Nashamatwa, Ba'ayan, Darai, it's like Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shayathamwa, Nadai, Yatmawa, Kairab, Aishar. It's like because of Abba, because of Bak, because of Zar, Mana'ai, Kar, Naisa Kamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Naraya, Shah, Lanawa, Ath, Na'athwa, Na'awath, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagagla, Kakwash, Lapanya, Baka, Ka'ash, Taba'ira, Ya'ira, Bakal Haba, Talahat, Harayam, Khan, Tharadakma, Basairika, Babasa, Wapathka, Tabahalam, Malad, Panyaham, Kalawan, Waya, Bakashwa, Shumka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahawa, Agi, Waya, Karparwa, Waya, Ibadwa, Waya, Da'aiwa, Kaya Ata, Shumka, Yahawa, Labat, Ayawan, Al-Kal, Ha'aratazah. All right, in English, keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. They that hate thee have looked at the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. The name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre, so also a joint with them, that hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. But their nobles like Ored, and like Zeed, yea, or the princes of Sabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, let's take to ourselves the house of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as a fire burneth the wood, the flames set the mountains on fire, to persecute them with thy tempest, make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that they may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high of all the earth. All right, the blessings in the Hebrew, Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Micah Allah, Wa Alahayim, Atazab Ya'ah, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapim, Ha Saranyim, Quatazayayim, Ka Yayim, Wa Wakim, Yahweh, Ba Shem Yahweh Shai, Wa Rahman. In English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, Commander General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it. All right, sorry why I shove you. Turn to be seated. All right. All right. So, we said in the beginning, we're going over the fear of the Most High, right? Fear of the Lord is it's something that this world doesn't really have. You know what I'm saying? They don't actively fear the Most High, right? They think, you think that you can just do whatever you want. At the end of the day, Most High is going to forgive you for everything, and you just not be all because you think this world teaches you can just do whatever you want, especially in here in America. America teaches you to not fear the Most High. That's what America teaches you, to not fear the Most High. Because if that's the case, if you truly feared the Most High, you truly believed in the Most High, you would fear. And so the Israelites, the Bible said the Most High is a terrible power. Why is that being said? That's being said because they know what the Most High can do to you. The Most High can give you a reprobate mind. So he can make you a reprobate. He can make you, the most foulest thing on this planet, on this earth that we live on. You know what I'm saying? That's what he can do to you. I'm saying the Bible says, fear not him that can destroy the body, but fear him that can destroy the body and soul in hell. Now, there's only one place where your body and soul are together, and that's here on this earth. So make no mistake. You're in a situation that you feel like it's fucked up, Saki, excuse my language. You feel like you're in a situation where you feel like you're wondering why this is happening to you, God. Oh God, why you're crying out to God, saying, God, why me? Why this happened to me? Well, you know what I'm saying? What are you doing in your life? You know what I'm saying? Like, just sit back and really take a look. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? What sins have you committed against the Most High? And you have to really think about that. See, we're not really taught to have accountability for our actions. You know what I'm saying? We're taught to put the blame on somebody else. Now, don't get it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, people will do things to you on this earth. They'll absolutely screw you up mentally, physically, emotionally. But you can't let that be the whole. You can't let that define you forever, though. That's at the certain point in time that becomes an excuse to continue to do what you do. Oh, I'm smoking this crack because my mom was so evil to me. She was. You know what I'm saying? But now you're continuing in that, though. You're gonna continue to do that. And then you wonder why God hasn't rescued you or saved you out of that situation. What's the phrase that people like to use? Like, you can't save those who don't want to be saved. And that's the truth right there. You can't save somebody who doesn't want to be saved. The Most High is not going to help you if you're not going to help yourself. And how you help yourself? You have to first help yourself by first believing it, first following His law, statutes, commandments. You got to come back to this law. But I know I can't kind of say that kind of vaguely. Let that be known that people I'm talking to are so-called Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. That's what I'm talking to. Everybody else don't really matter to me. I'm saying what you do, right? You know what I'm saying? To me, you kind of give you justice for what you've done to my people, how you've used my people as a prey. But I'm gonna jump into it. And I said we're gonna go to Proverbs. You know what I'm saying? The first chapter, right? To kind of give off, what it is that we're gonna be talking about, right? So. Say. All right, so we're gonna be in Proverbs, right? The first chapter, verse 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. And so we know these words are written down by Solomon, one of the wisest men, wisest man ever in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Who everything he could have asked for, he asked the Most High for wisdom. You know what I'm saying? That's what was granted to him. So, we're going to read, Solomon's, wisdom right now. You know what I'm saying? The Proverbs is an amazing book to go through. You're going through some stuff, man. You're going things like I truly recommend you read through Proverbs. You know what I'm saying? It'll help strengthen your spirit, right? So, verse 2. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive words and understanding. Right. So this is what this is for. To know wisdom and instruction, It's very important, you know, follow instructions. That's the most High, you know, he always wants you to follow through whatever he tells you to do. Verse 3, to receive instruction of wisdom and to receive instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment in equity. Right? So, you know, most High, you know, he definitely gave this to us for a reason, right? Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull a kind of precept to kind of go along with this, right? To wisdom and justice. 1 second. We're going to be in 1 Kings. Have it. Let's see, 1 Kings chapter 3. There you go. Yeah, that's the one. In verse 38, right? So it's 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 28. And all Israel heard the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king, for they saw the wisdom of God was in him to do judgment. Right. So that justice, you know what I'm saying, that we're able to give out, you know what I'm saying, that judgment, that comes from the Most High. So when you get a judgment, don't know that's from Most High. When you come, you get counsel or anything like that, or we tell you your wrongdoings, that's coming from the Most High. You're seeing the wisdom of God, right? That's what you're seeing, that's what you're experiencing. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know, that just goes to show that, you know, that's how the Most High works through men. So you say, no man can judge me. You know what I'm saying? If the man of the Lord is judging you, it's the Most High judging you, right? Because, you know, people seem to think that the Most High don't come down, you know what I'm saying, in himself, you know, like blinding light, you know, doves flying everywhere, you know, all that stuff. Then they feel like, you know, they continue to do whatever they want. They have to listen to no man. Like, honestly, like you have that opinion and read this Bible. You know what I'm saying? Inspiration of God is, you know what I'm saying, is so 1 second. Put that one there on the toilet. What's called that cabinet. Just put it in there. All right. Oh, so as I was saying, so when you receive judgment, like you're receiving the judgment of the Most High. Let me just read it again, just one more time for those who might have missed it. Right. Go to 1 Kings chapter 3. They go to verse 28. All right. You know what? Let's just go up real quick just to kind of give what's going on in this story. All right, so let's start at verse 16.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 3, verse 16. Then came there 2 women that were harlots unto the king and stood before him. And the one woman said, O my lord, I and this woman dwell in one house.
Right, so just to get the backstory. So this is King Solomon. They've come to seek counsel and a form of judgment from King Solomon. Right, and these women are 2 harlots that live together. Right, and there's a baby involved. Keep going.
Counsel. And I was delivered of a child with her in the house. And it came to pass the 3rd day after that I was delivered, that this woman was delivered also. Right.
So now these both women were pregnant. Right, and they both had a baby 3 days apart from each other. So that's what's going on. They both had a baby 3 days apart. Keep going.
And we were together. there was no stranger with us in the house, save we two in the house. And this woman's child died in the night because she overlaid it.
Right. So one of the women who had the baby, her baby died. Right. And so let's see how that woman handles that situation. Go on.
And she rose at midnight and took my son from beside me while thine handmaid slept, and laid it in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom.
So this woman, she basically she trades the babies. So because you know, imagine this woman is in, she's distraught right now. She's like, you know, she's not in the right place mentally because her child just died. You know what I mean? And so her only thought is like, all right, well, I don't want to have the dead baby, so I'm going to just, while you're sleeping, I'm going to give you my dead baby. I'm going to take your alive baby. Keep going.
And when I rose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. But when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son, which I did bear. And the other woman said, Nay, but the living is my son, and the dead is thy son. And this said, No, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son. Thus they spake before the king.
Right. So we'll let's get down real quick, right to verse 24.
Verse 24.
But just let you know, so the one woman that's had to die a child, she's lying right now. She's saying, "No, your son died, my son didn't." That's what's going on at this moment. Keep going.
Right. And the king said, Bring me a sword. And they brought a sword before the king.
Right. So now, you know, Solomon's going to put these women to the test. Keep going.
And they brought and they brought a sword before the king. And the king said, Divide the living child in two, and give half to the one and half to the other.
Right. So no, King David was like, "Hey, just fine and just split the baby in two. Just cut him in half. And y'all both can have you both can have a half of the baby." Keep going.
Then spake the woman whose the living child was unto the king, for her bowels yearned upon her son. And she said, O my lord, give her the living child, and in no wise slay it.
Right. So the woman whose baby it actually is, she's like, hey, listen, she's crying. She's like, no, we ain't got to do all that. Just listen, she can keep the child. Right? Because that's what a real mother would do in a situation. She's not going to let her child die for nothing. Keep going.
But the other said, Let it be neither mine nor thine, but divide it.
Right, so the woman who don't really, she's not her baby. She don't really care what happens to the baby for real. That's what she's like. She's okay with the baby being split in half. Now once again, remember that this woman is not in her right state of mind either. Not only is not in the right state of mind, this is not her child, so she can care less if the child really survives or not. All right, so now we got that. Drop down to verse 28.
Verse 28. And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king, for they saw that the wisdom of God was in him to do judgment.
Right. So, like I was saying, like when you fear the Most High, you also have the fear of the man that He'll put above you when they give judgments. Right. You know what I'm saying? Every judge that we give in the school is of the Most High. Right. It's just never, some of our own, even if it sounds extreme. Gotta admit, sometimes the Most High dealt in extremes to get a point across. Right, this is an extreme way to do things, but what did it reveal? It revealed who the mother was and who the mother wasn't. And now that we know who the mother was, it was ordered for that woman to have her child back, for the child to go back to the rightful mother, not to say because do you think King Solomon was about to sit there and really cut a baby in half? You know what I'm saying? It's just what people think, right? But that's all in that. We're gonna go back to Proverbs, first chapter. I'm just finish reading it, just time's sake, right? Verse 4: To give subtlety to the simple, to the young men knowledge and discretion, which is something that you have to work on. You know what I'm saying? Is discretion, better to truly know to be able to truly make decisions that are the best affect you. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause as young men, what are young men known to do? Young men are known to act rash, impulsive. You know what I'm saying? That testosterone start. You start getting older, that testosterone really start kicking in. You think you could take the world, but you have to be taught how to control yourself. You have to be taught how to make decisions. You have to be taught, what kind of woman to get, what kind of woman not to get, who to be friends with, who not to be friends with. And so you have to be taught, what things to eat, what things not to eat, what to do. You know what I'm saying? All these things require you to have an ability of discretion about you. Can you give me the definition for discretion? So that way we know we're working with the full knowledge of the word, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what this Bible is for. It's to give you that ability, you know what I'm saying, to be able to discern, certain things in your life. Because not everything in your life is good for you. What's that
definition for discretion is quality of having or showing discernment or good judgment.
Right. So the Bible teaches how to show good judgment, how to make good decisions. You know what I'm saying? What's that way that saying goes? All that glitters ain't gold.
Yeah.
Listen, just because it looks shiny, don't mean it's good for you.
Right.
Because what's the other one that say people like to say? I heard that a lot growing up was the grass ain't always greener on the other side. You looking at somebody's lawn thinking like, oh man, that grass it's so green, they keep it nice and cut. They put the mulch on it, all that stuff, the fertilizer, and they think everything is all copacetic over there. It's not. That is deceit, and you are not be able to judge. How about before you worry about the other person's grass, why don't you try working on your own?
Right.
The reason why your grass don't look so good because you ain't made the good decisions or had the good discernment or good judgment skills to be able to work on your own grass. So the way your grass can look just not at the person next to you. But the difference is while his is a lie, yours is the truth. You ready to get that truth? You're gonna get the truth from the Most High in the UPK.
Right.
That's the only way. That's the only place you're getting it from. That's the only place you're ever going to get the real truth. That's the only way you have that good watered grass. You know what I'm saying? Going on to verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning. A man of understanding shall attain wise counsels. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. Listen, there's a lot of things in the Bible that are considered dark sayings. You don't it's like before you can understand the dark sayings, the meat of the scripture in these scriptures, you have to first have the milk, and which means what? You have to be like a newborn baby, who has to suckle for the milk before he can eat food. That takes time. It takes time. You're forever gaining knowledge in this truth. Even if you've been here for years,
right?
I'm saying you're always still gaining knowledge. Listen, sometimes certain things just reveal itself to you at different times. That's the way the Most High works, because then it will be your time to know that interpretation. Right? In verse 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. And that's the title of this class is the fear of the Lord. Why is that important? Because like it says here, it's the beginning of knowledge. That's the beginning of knowledge. So before you can do anything else in the scripture, you must first fear the Most High. And it's not a fear as in like in horror movies. The fear of the Most High is like as you fear your father in your house.
Right.
You're saying you're supposed to have a healthy fear of your father in your house. Why? Because your father is that authority figure there. He's the one that's going to lay down the punishment if you act up. Same thing to the Most High. He's our Father, so we have to have that fear. So when we mess up, He's going to punish you for it. The Bible says, the Lord reproves that who He loves. So if you're getting punished, He loves you.
Right.
If He didn't love you, listen. If He didn't love you, no, the Most High would do. He'll make you a reprobate mind. I don't think you want that. You want to know what a reprobate mind looks like? Just look at the people out there on the streets. I'm saying, look at the people that's in the that industry. People like to get naked. You know what I'm saying? Those are people those are some examples of people with reprobate minds. The Lord can put you there if you choose not to have fear in Him, right? We're gonna get some examples of men who have the healthy fear of the Most High, right? And then we'll also see the man who, which I get squeeze a couple examples of men who didn't have a healthy fear of the Most High. Now, what happens when you don't fully fear the Most High? We're gonna start at the beginning, right? We'll go to Genesis, right? And so, boom, let me get it real quick. Just Genesis. Genesis 2 and Genesis 2. Just start at verse 4, 2 and 4.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 4. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew.
Right, and so just real quick, just kind of toss in real quick. This is after the Most High this is after the 7 days, right? This is after the Most High had already created earth. So what we're seeing right now in verse 4 of this chapter is the Most High. He's already done the work. He's had the 7th day. He's rested. All right.
Right.
That's what I said. These are the generations of heaven and of earth. Meaning that's everything that's told you in the first chapter is done. Now we're moving. I'm moving forward. Right. Keep going.
It says, and every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. And
right.
Lord,
so just in case, the Most High just made it rain.
Yep.
That's all that verse is saying. That's it. He made it rain. He didn't have nobody in a specific area that he wanted to till the ground.
Right.
Keep going.
But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul.
All right. So just to also more clear to say, this is Adam that is being described right here.
Right.
So we know in UPK, that the Most High didn't literally form a man from the actual dirt, right? Because we know that in the first chapter, on the 6th day, man, that's when man was created, and we were given the commandment to be fruitful and multiply, right? So this is what taking place during that time. So Adam comes from these people that are already abundant upon the earth. Now that dirt and dust, we'll have more time. That's some different class. We'll go into what the dust was and what that breath of life was. The dust is just being in a lower state, meaning what Adam was just doing what everybody else was doing on the earth.
Right.
And the breath of life is the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments. That's what gives you life. That's what made Adam a living soul, because Most High chose Adam out of everybody else. He chose Adam to give Adam that. All right. And so let's see real quick. Judge on the verse 17.
Verse
I
17.
mean, no, it's like verse 15.
Verse 15. And the Lord God took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat.
Right. So now the Most High is just taking Adam. He's putting him into Eden. Right. Now he's told him, hey, on all the trees here, you can eat freely of.
Right.
All right. So just let y'all know that these trees are not actual trees. This is a metaphor for knowledge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And people somehow can't seem to understand that, even though people use phrases like food for thought. So we understand that then, but when it comes to the Bible, somehow that gets tossed out the window. No, the tree and that fruit that Adam could eat was some of the knowledge that he was allowed to take. So now that he was allowed to have, right? Right, and right, and basically he was there to kind of rule over eating. All right, keep going.
Let's see here, verse 17. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat it.
Right. So keep going.
It says, for in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
Right. So now Adam was given the commandment that he, at this point, he he followed. Let's say he had enough fear in him to follow the Most High. You know, he said he can do this and this and that. He did this and that. He said he couldn't do this one thing, so for a time he didn't do that one thing.
Right.
So we know we're gonna just jump down, but we know that that at this point, you know, the Most High gives him Eve as a wife. And Eve, she decided that she doesn't want to listen, but she becomes she falls for the serpent's lies, right? So we're gonna jump to chapter 3. We're going to go to verse 9.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 9. And the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself.
Right. So Adam has done what most children do when they know that they're wrong. They hide it from their parents.
Right.
He knew that he was wrong. He knew that he was now naked. Naked meaning that he had been exposed. You know what I'm saying? Not naked, as he was literally naked.
Right.
Now he's been exposed. Now he's knows that he's now done wrong. Keep going.
It says, and he said,
Verse 11.
Verse 11, and he said, who told thee that thou wast naked?
Right. So most times, like, hey, who told you you've been exposed? Like, who gave you that? Keep going.
Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat?
Right. So now he talked to like God talked to like a child, like a parent talked to a child. Did you do the thing I told you not to do? You know what I'm saying? And of course, keep going.
And then it says, and the man said, the woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat.
Right. So as a child again, what do children do when they're in trouble?
I didn't do it. Not my fault.
Right. No, it was her.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's my cousin. My cousin told me to do it, so I did it. All right. That's what that's what he did right here. This was not the kind of healthy fear you're supposed to have of the Most High. What Adam allowed himself to do is to be deceived by his wife. Instead of staying in that fear he already had of the Most High and just doing what's supposed to be done, his wife brought him this knowledge. He's supposed to tell her, "Hey, no, I dropped that." You know what I'm saying? I already told us we can't be doing none of what those people over there do.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? That's what's supposed to have happened. But because Adam had what? He had a certain he loved his wife greater more than he loved and feared the Most High. That's a mistake. That's a mistake that you can't make. Right. So we're gonna drop that. We're gonna go to chapter 20 here in Genesis. Not 20. Chapter 12. I mean, it's a lot.
Chapter 12, sir?
Right. Chapter 12. We're going to start at verse 1.
No, sir.
This is also a man that feared the Most High in a healthy way, right? We're going to get into Abraham, right? This time he's just known as Abram, right?
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 12, verse 1. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee.
Right. So just real quick. So Abram is at this time he's living in Ur, right? And he's like, of course, probably his father's house. He's doing what they do. Same thing with Adam. He's doing what his people did. But the Most High just came to him one day and said, "Hey, get your woman, their servants, and all your things, and leave."
Yep.
And then he left. Now, how many of you have heard the call of the Most High and just not answered? Abraham answered when he was called. So he got up and he just left. Think about all that kind of was going through his mind at the time. This guy just comes to you and says, "Listen, I'm going to take you out of this land and put you somewhere different. So go and get all your blown, get all your things, and bounce." And then just to do it. Think about the kind of faith you have to have to do that. You know what I'm saying? People put their faith in the wrong things on this planet, on this earth, right? Our people put faith in money. Money's not gonna save you. Our people put their faith in wood, in that wooden cross. It's not gonna save you. It hasn't saved you now. People put their faith in that stone over there in Mecca. Hasn't saved you. As a matter of fact, people die circling that stone.
Right.
People gotten herpes from kissing that stone.
Yep.
So, but that's what you want to put your faith in. Abraham put a faith in the Most High. When he was called, when he was chosen, he left. He did what was told of him. Keep going.
Verse 2. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed.
Right. So the Most High has made a promise to Abraham. A promise that the Most High has kept, because the Most High keeps his promises. He keeps his half of the covenant. And the Most High never tells you to do anything that he's not going to reward you for it. You know what I'm saying? You how do you train a dog? I'm not comparing people to dogs. It's just like an example. How do you train a dog to sit?
Rewards and penalties.
Rewards and penalties. You train a dog to go outside to use the bathroom by giving him a penalty every time he pees inside the house. Mm-hmm. When the dog learns how to sit and give the paw, you give him rewards when he does those actions. That's why I feel like canine dogs are stupid, because they are reacting off of, they know that they're gonna get a reward if they do something.
Right.
So even if you don't have no drugs on, they'll act like they do have drugs because they want the treat. You're the child by how you give that child rewards and penalties. If a child does good, give him the reward. He does bad, you give him the penalty. Right. So just like that, the Most High is never in vain. So never just tell you do something just in vain because he doesn't have anything else set up for you. The Most High has something greater for you. He has a great reward set up for you. All you got to do is do what he says.
Right.
And so we know ISUPK, we don't get paid in here. I don't get paid in here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I used to drive two hours. Some days 2 hours plus, depending on the traffic, to come out here to do this work.
Right.
And why? Because the Most High has promised us a reward for following his instructions, for keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. As also much as I like to say all the time, you got to make your lecture short.
Yep.
Right. And so go to verse 4.
Verse 4. So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran.
Right. So Abraham is an old man. He's not young. Remember, this is after the flood. So people aren't living for hundreds and hundreds of years. Remember, Abraham was about 100 so years old when he finally passed. But people aren't living like that. So Abraham was already an old man when he left.
Right.
And just think about that. You got your wife. You're kind of settled. You got your money. You got your belongings. You got your servants. And the Most High tells you, hey, go and get up and go somewhere until I tell you that's where we're going to be at.
Right.
Hey, listen, man, that's that right there. You know what I'm saying? That's showing that right there shows the faith and the fear that he also had in the Most High. We're gonna drop that. We're gonna head over to chapter 20 this time. It's like you jump over to verse chapter 22. We start at the first verse.
Chapter 22.
Yeah.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 22, verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham. And he said, behold, here I am.
Right. So the Most High calls, he answers. That's where we all should be. Really. Most High calls, you just, hey God, I'm here with Most High. What you need me to do? Keep going.
And he said, behold, here I am. And he said, take now thy son, thine only son, Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. And Abraham rose up early in the morning, and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went unto the place of which God had told him.
Right. So basically, once again, Abraham is just doing as the Most High commands him to do.
Right.
Most High came and said, "Hey, we need you to sacrifice your son."
Mm-hmm.
So Abraham just goes, "Okay." That's a fear of the Most High that that's a fear and the faith in the Most High that you have to have. Remember, the Most High considered Abraham a friend.
Yeah.
Why? Because he did what the Most High asked him to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not once did he stumble. I mean, you gotta imagine, right? He's waited for a long time for this son that the Most High promised him.
Right.
Right. And had a son with Sarah. You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, this is the child that's supposed to be my only child, my only son, my only seed, right? But now I have to sacrifice him.
Right.
But here's also the faith that Abraham had too, because he knew that even if he sacrificed his son, he would just get him back again.
Right.
Because why? Because Bible teaches regeneration, or some people like to call it is it reincarnation? Like,
yes,
reincarnation, right? People like to believe in reincarnation. People find it hard to believe, but people forget that that these are people that you would consider Eastern civilizations, right? Arabs, Japanese, all of them, they're all considered Eastern civilizations.
Right.
Israel be considered the same thing. A lot of those civilizations deal with what? They deal in the reincarnation of some sort.
Right.
Israelites are no different. Why are we no different? Because I got confirms it.
Yep.
I got confirms that that you live your heaven or hell on this planet. Right. So we're gonna jump down to verse 7, right?
Verse 7. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father and said, My father. And he said, Here I am. Salakia. Here am I, my son. And he said, Behold, the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering?
Right. So now I just kind of like he's like, hey, we got everything, but we ain't got the lamb for the offering though. What's going on, pops?
Right.
No, you know what I'm saying? You kind of like, hey, we got everything else. Are we supposed to have the lamb too? Keep going.
And slugging. And Abraham said, My son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went both of them together, and they came to the place which God had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood.
Right. So now, Abraham is they got everything together, everything's ready to go. Then he just ties his son and puts him on the wood. So you can only imagine that Isaac is freaking out right now.
Right.
Because he knows that, hey, this is not how this is supposed to go.
Right. I'm
not supposed to be on this slab of wood. A lamb's supposed to be right here. Keep going.
And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son.
Right. So Abraham was ready to kill his son. He was about right there. Keep going.
And the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest God, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me.
Right. That's a fear that you have to have with the Most High right there. To do whatever he just commands you to do. To not withhold from him. Because you're withholding from the Most High, you're not 100% engaged with the Most High. You're not, all the way there.
Right.
Just yet. I'm saying you have to do this work. You have to do this work and put everything into it. Right? You get to be like Abraham. You have to be like, all other prophets that gave everything for the Most High.
Right.
And so if you don't, then then you're given a half measure. The Most High will see that.
Yep.
I'm saying what the Bible says, be hot or cold. You can't be lukewarm in this truth. You got to be hot or cold. Either you're gonna do it and do it well and do it 100%, or just not do it at all. I'm saying Christ said he'd rather you just be cold, because at least then he knows exactly where you stand. You know what I'm saying? At this point, the Most High truly knew where Abraham stood. He knew that Abraham stood with him, and he would give anything for the Most High. And this is why, Abraham was given the covenant. It was passed down from there. The covenant would not be so if Abraham was to withheld Isaac from the Most High.
Right.
What did Isaac, like I said, what did Abraham know? He knew that he would receive Isaac back in a new body even if he died that day.
Right.
Right. So we're gonna get into just a few examples, right, of fearing the Most High. Just a few scriptures that you can have, when fearing the Most High, right? So let's go to Psalms 103. No, let's go to Leviticus first. Let's go to Leviticus 19.
Okay.
We're going to start at verse 17.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any
Salaki. Salaki. That's the. I was looking at the wrong one. Verse 19 and verse 14.
Verse 19 and verse 14. Salaki, sir. Verse 19 and verse 14.
Yeah.
Okay. Verse 19. Ye shall keep my statutes.
No. Chapter 19, verse 14.
Chapter
Salaki.
19, verse 14. Salaki. Verse 14. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shalt fear thy God. I am the Lord.
Right. This is just telling you that that you can't be evil to your people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As we say in school, no, you can't be a stumbling block for brothers.
Right.
You have to help brothers pass through. That means, you know what I'm saying, you can't. Listen, if a brother just comes to the school, you can't be at your grandparents' spot. Even though for us Thanksgiving just a day, it means nothing to us. That turkey dinner means nothing to us. But to that brother come out of the world, that means everything. If he sees you eating turkey, he's gonna feel like, well, fuck, Slacker. The F that, I'm just do what I want to do then.
Right.
I'm going to celebrate Thanksgiving and Easter and all that other stuff. Now you still become a stumbling block for that brother. Even just the way you treat the brother in the school. You can't in life period, you can't be evil to a brother. You have to make sure that you're always being brotherly and showing brotherhood. If you're not showing brother, that'd be a song about to a lot of brothers. Like, why would I come in here? Y'all gonna treat me like they treat me outside. Right. Let's go to Deuteronomy 6 and 2. Let me get there too. All right, go ahead.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 2. That thou mightest fear the Lord thy God.
Go ahead. Start at verse 1.
Verse 1. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which the Lord your God commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Right. So here's the thing, right? People don't understand. Whether you go to possess it, no matter where you are to obey the law, statutes, and commandments. You do not have to be in the land of Israel to obey the law, statutes, and commandments. No matter where you are in the world, obey the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
Now, by obeying the law, statutes, and commandments, you're most likely to obey the laws of that land. Right? But you're not going to do every law of the land. You're going to obey the Most High. So, for example, in America teaches you and implores you to join the LGBT community, right? That's something that that they push.
Right.
Now, the Most High says you can't be none of that. So you're going to follow the Most High over what America says.
Right.
So America, in certain states, it is perfectly fine for you to marry an animal. Can't remember what states it is right now, but some states it's perfectly legal for you to marry an animal. Hell, in Canada, in Canada, you can legally have sex with an animal. Now, I don't know if that's a law that you want to obey. I mean, I don't, because sometimes people just like obey the law of the land. Obey the law of the land. You know what I'm saying? Isn't the laws of the Most High come first? Right. Keep going.
That thou mightest fear the Lord thy God, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy son and thy son's son, all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged. Hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee, and that ye may increase mightily, as the Lord God of thy fathers hath promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey.
Right. So you just get into it again, like, you know what I'm saying, you want to fear the Most High, obey His laws, His commandments. You do that, you know what I'm saying, He'll increase you. He'll give you whatever increase that you want, but you first have to obey.
Right.
You have to have that fear of the Most High to obey Him, and then you'll get what you want, right?
Right.
Let's see how I'm gonna go with that one. Judge on verse 24.
Verse 24. And the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes to fear the Lord our God for our good always, that He might preserve us alive as it is at this day.
Right. So just as the verse, you know what I love about the Bible is, like, a lot of times the scriptures are just so plain and simple. You know what I mean? There's not much breakdown that's needed. You can just sit there and read it, but a lot of Christians, they can't really see it. I'm saying the Most High, and He said what the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes to fear the Lord our God. So that's what you got to do. You want to obey the statute, you have to fear our God. You have to be able to fear Him first, as you said in Proverbs. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? To do this statute, right? For our good,
right?
For your good. It's not for His good. It's for your good. It's for you to have a good life. for you to be prosperous. You know what I'm saying? You know those prosperity pastors have wrong. Everything. Everything have everything wrong. What they don't teach the people. They don't teach the people to fear God.
Right.
They teach you that what? God is all love. Just put your little check or your check in this offering box for tithes. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord's going to bless you 10,000 fold or whatever it is that they give you. But you've been doing that for 20, 30 years, and you still in that same rundown apartment. But he lives in a mansion, flying private jets. I mean, somebody is making good and somebody isn't. You know what I'm saying? Am I saying that having a mansion and private jet is wrong? It's not. You got the money. Get it if you got the money for it. Here's the thing: they get their money from lying to the people. Because why? These men do not fear the Most High.
Right.
If they feared the Most High, they would not do what they do to the Lord's people. If they truly feared the Most High, they would not cheat the Lord's people out of their money to use it for their own personal gains.
Right.
And then to turn around and tell you that following His laws, His commandments is a sin. I don't even listen. That's listen, I don't even know how to. I don't even know what to say to that one right there. That's a truly different evil. You know what I mean? We'll get a few more scriptures real quick. Let's go to Psalms 103. Start at verse 17.
It's the book of Psalm, chapter 103, verse 17. But the mercy of the Lord is from everlasting to everlasting upon them that fear Him.
For whom that what?
That fear Him.
That do what?
Fear Him.
So his mercy is everlasting to those who what?
Fear Him.
Fear Him. So the Christian church says that Most High didn't give mercy until Christ. But right here, this is what they consider the Old Testament, right? Right here it says that His mercy is everlasting. Now this doesn't mean you can keep fucking up.
Right.
It's lucky for my language. It's lucky. You probably get checked for all the times I dropped the F word today. Now that doesn't mean you can keep messing up. That doesn't mean He's gonna keep forgiving. Like I said earlier,
Right.
you keep testing the Most High, he'll make you a reprobate mind. I'm saying he'll put you out there, doing strange things for money. You know what I'm saying? He'll put you out to do that. But he has the mercy, right? But to get that mercy, you have to first fear him. Keep going.
And his righteousness unto children's children, to such as keep his covenant, and to those that remember his commandments to do them. Right.
So you have to remember to do the Lord's, his will.
Right.
His covenants. You know what I'm saying? To do that, you have to have that fear of the Most High. Right. You can't do it if you don't have that fear in him. If you do that, you don't have that fear of him. Why? We're gonna get one more. Then we'll, there's so many to choose from. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. There's just many choose from. It'd be hard to choose. Let's go at 1 Samuel, chapter 12, in verse 14.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 12, verse 14. If ye will fear the Lord and serve him.
If you do what?
If ye will fear the Lord and serve him.
So you have this starts right away. So if ye will fear the Lord and serve him. Right, keep going.
And obey his voice and not rebel against the commandments of the Lord.
Right. You got to do what the Most High tells you to do, right? This is, of course, Samuel was talking to about just Samuel talking about Saul. Right, he's talking to Saul at this moment. But keep going, but this right here applies to us today too. Right, you have to fear the Most High. You have to serve Him. Keep going.
And not rebel against the commandment of the Lord.
Right. Don't sin. Don't rebel against your father. Don't sin against him. Do what's right towards him. Which is to serve him, to follow him, to fear him, to do his commandments. Keep going.
Then shall both ye and also the king that reigneth over you continue following the Lord your God. But if ye will not obey the voice of the Lord.
Right, but if you don't obey, you don't listen. Keep going.
But rebel against the commandment of the Lord.
If you sin against the Most High.
Then shall the hand of the Lord be against you as it was against your fathers.
Right. So just as you're in the situation we're in today, because our people rebelled against the Most High. They chose not to listen. So his hands it's against us. But how do you get to put the Most High with you? As it says here, it says right here, you know what I'm saying? This is here to with the Most High with you, you have to continue and do what he says. Right? Don't rebel against your father. Don't rebel against the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Do his will. It's saying fear him and serve him. It's saying after you do all that, you know what I'm saying, the knowledge that you will gain from fearing the Most High, and that's what this Bible that brothers will break down for you. As we said in the previous precept, right, it's good for you. Right? So with that, right, we on a so with that, that's the service. Once again, we're not saying we the ISUPK, you know what I'm saying, started 125th Street out of New York. You know what I'm saying? Every we have classes Monday, Tuesday through Friday from 7 to 9. I'm saying our address is right there on the bottom of the screen, 12416 North 20th Drive, Phoenix, Arizona, right off 28th in Cactus. All right, you'll see the big ISUPK sign sitting out there. And of course, that's today. You got the Sabbath service today. Normally we do it from 11 to 1. We started a little bit late today. So lock you on that one. But yeah, man. So we're gonna end, of course, with the prayers. So Amaju, you stand. Point how you done. Just turn and face the east. As we get to the prayers, start with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. It's like, can you give me water? Concert. Take a swig of that before I start.
No, sir.
All right, so let's get start with the Lord's Prayer. All right, start with the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemaya, Kodash, Hayah, Shimka, Yahweh, Malakutka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamaya, Nathanawa, Lakam, Call, Wayum. It's like you want. Wasalak now, Kabawath now, Kasalak now, Kabawath now, Wala, Tabiyah now, Wanasai one, a ball, Hawashai now, Mayan Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa Allah, Wata Para, Lai Wanyang, Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. We forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. All right, we got the cock, the power in Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baba Kashai, Nathanael, Hakat, Rapa'ah, Call, Makala, Madawa, Hakat, Latahar, Hamatazariah, Hakat, Lakwayam, Hamathiam, Hakat, Arakarwa, Hatama'ala, Nagar Shun, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water Aman. In English, Yahweh, your name Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai,
Please give us the power.
please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness,
The power to heal all manner of sickness
and all manner of disease.
and all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
All right, Psalms 121 in Hebrew. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Aharyim,
Ahahari,
Ma'ayan,
Ma'ayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Azariah,
Azariah, Azariah,
Ma'ayim,
Ma'ayim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shemayim,
Shemayim,
Wa'arataza,
Warataza,
Ayathan,
Ayatan,
Namawat,
Lamawat,
Wagalku,
Wagalka,
Ayanawam,
Ayanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Hana,
Ana,
La'a,
La'a,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'a,
Wala,
Yashun,
Yashan,
Sharamar,
Shawmar,
Yasharala,
Yashala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamar,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Zalka,
Al-Yad,
Al-Yad,
Yamdika,
Yamika,
Yoamam,
Yawamam,
Hashamash,
Hashamash,
La'a,
La'a,
Kaka,
Kaka,
Zlaka, Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Wayarak,
Wayarak,
Balayala,
Balayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamar,
Makal Rai,
Makal Rai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Athnapashka,
Athnapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Taza Atha,
Taza'aka,
Babawa Aka,
Wabawaka,
Ma'aitha,
Ma'aitha,
Wa'ai,
Wa'ai,
I will learn.
I will learn.
All right, in English, I'll lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help coming from Yahweh,
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be
He
moved.
will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel,
he that keepeth Israel
some that slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Thou was thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Thou was thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming in,
From this time forth,
from this time forth
even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
All right. All right, Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahai,
Alahayim,
Ah,
Al,
Dami Alakah,
Dama Yelakah,
Ah Takarash,
Al Takarash,
Ah Tashakwat,
Al Tashakwat,
Ah
Al
Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Al Yabika,
Awayabika,
Yahama,
Yahama,
Yawan,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Rash,
Al Imaka,
Al Imuka,
Arwayamwa,
Yariyamwa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Yawata,
Yawata,
Aitazawa,
Yaitaza,
Al Tazapawanyaka,
Al Tazapawanya,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Manakakidam,
Manakakidam,
Magalia,
Magalia,
Wala'a,
Wala,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Shom Yashala,
Sham Yashala,
Iwada,
Awada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
No Aitazawa,
Noah Aitazawa,
Naba,
Laba,
Nakatwa,
Yakadwa,
Al Yakub,
Al Yakad,
Baryath,
Baryath,
Dekarathwa,
Yakarathwa,
Ahaya,
Ahaya,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Washmaalia,
Wayashmali,
Mawaba,
Moab,
Wagari,
Wagari,
Gabal,
Kabal,
Waimawan,
Waimawan,
Waimalak,
Waimalak,
Palashad,
Palashad,
Anyashabya,
Amyashabya,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gamashawar,
Gamashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarawai,
Zarawai,
Nabanyalawat,
Labanyalawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Ashalaham,
Ashalaham,
Kamayan,
Kamadya,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sarah,
Sarah,
Kayabya,
Kayabya,
Vanakar,
Onakal,
Yakoshwan,
Yakoshwan,
Slakin, Koyashwan,
Koyashwan,
not like Nashmatwa,
Nashamagwa,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Da'ara,
Dara,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La'adama,
La'adama,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Nada,
Nada,
Yapmawa,
Yabawa,
Kaira,
Kaira,
because of Abba,
Wakazaba,
because of Bak,
Wakazaba,
because of Zal,
Wakazazal,
when I
Call,
call, nice to come with,
Nayasakamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Nairashah,
Nairashah,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Ath, Na'awat,
Nawat,
Alahayim,
Alahaya,
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 Shetamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Kagagala,
Kagagala,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
Napanya Rakah,
Panyuraka,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Daba Ira,
Dabaira,
Yaira,
Yaira,
Wakalhaba,
Kalahaba,
Talaha,
Talaha,
Hariyam,
Haryam,
Khan,
Khan,
Tharadapma,
Tharadapma,
Basairaka,
Basairaka,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapathka,
Upatka,
Tabahalam,
Tabahalam,
Mala'a,
Wala,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kwalawan,
Kwalawan,
Waya,
Waya,
Bakashwa,
Bakwashwa,
Shimka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahaw,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Bahawa,
Bahawa,
Ayai,
Ayai,
Waya,
Waya,
Kaparwa,
Kaparwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Abadwa,
Abadwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Da'aiwa,
Ka'aiwa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Ata,
Ata,
Shimka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahaw,
Labatka,
Labatka,
Al-Yawan,
Al-Yawan,
Al-Kar,
Al-Kal,
Ha-Ratazah.
Al-Ratiza.
All right, in English, keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O God.
And be not still, O God.
For lo,
For lo,
thy enemies make a tumble.
thine enemies make a tumble.
Near they hate thee, lift up the head.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
and consulted against thy hidden one.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
let's cut them off from being a nation.
let us cut them off from being a nation.
The name of Israel
That the name of Israel
may be no more remembered.
may be no more remembered.
For they consulted together with one consent.
They have consulted together with one consent.
They're confederate against
They
thee.
are confederate against thee.
Tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites,
Moab,
of Moab,
and Hagarine,
and Hagarine,
Gebal,
Gebal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the
the
Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Their Assur also are joined with them.
Assur also is joined with
Their
them.
hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
Do unto them as unto the Midian.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to
The
Jabin.
brook of Kasan.
At the brook of
Which
Kasan.
perished and endured.
Which perished and endured.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Made their nobles like a red.
Make their nobles like a
Like Ze'er.
and like Ze'er.
Yea.
Yea.
All the princes of Sabah.
All their princes as Sabah.
And as Zamuna.
And as Amun.
Who said,
Who said,
let's take to ourselves
let us take to ourselves
houses of God
the houses of God
in possession.
in possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burneth the
With
wood.
the flames set the mountains on fire.
As the flames set the mountains on fire.
To persecute them with thy tempest.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
Make them afraid with thy storm.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
They may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
That they may know that thou,
That men may know that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high of all the earth.
art the most high over all the earth.
All right, cut the blessings in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Why Yahweh Shai?
Why Yahweh Shai?
Why Micah Allah?
Why Mayaka Allah?
Why Lahayim?
Why Lahayim?
What Zabiah?
What Zabiah?
Alawap Yahana.
Allah Wap Yahana.
Ha Alawapyu.
Allah Wap Yah.
Hasaranyu.
Asaranya.
Kata Zayayu.
What Zayanya?
Hakal Yayu.
Hakaya Yayu.
Wak Wathyu.
Wahab Wap
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Dwada Aman.
The water of man.
All right, in English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
In Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
In the angels.
And the angels.
Commander General Yohana.
Major General Yohana.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Name Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Sawari Shabby, turn to be seated. But you want,
Concert.
you know,
Concert, if that's too wild.
yeah. Get it real quick. We should have it pretty loud. Thought that one quite great. All right, actually, you already know. Punch, you gonna say your name 3 times. Yabaraka, Yahweh, Waishamarka, Ar Yahweh, Panyawa, Aryaka, Wayakanka, Yashai, Yahweh, Panyawa, Aryaka, Waishalamnika, Shalom, Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Barak, Rapa'ah, Magun, Hagun,
Kabadamath.
Kabadamath,
Kabadamath.
Kabadamath,
Kabadamath.
Kabadamath, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Dwada Aman. Let's give it to the brother. All right, so we said in the English was Yahweh. Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless, heal, shield, protect, Kabadamath. All right. And so with that, we can go ahead and split out the class. There's a Majim Sabat, Majim, Barak,
Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Ready, Matai? Service dismissed.